Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 21 of Rapid Fate Online, and this one's titled Gentle Interrogation. I mean, I've got little bits of evidence, you thought as you lay there. Tamaki likes butterflies, he was drawing gaming stuff in the back of his book, and he wrote out his secret move. His friends even play RFO, but how can I be sure it's him without blowing it? Also, I've fallen for butterfly. Do I like Tamaki as much as I like his online persona? If it's even him? You rolled over on the bed and face planted into the pillow, letting out a low, wailing groan as if your whole life had been thrown on its head. Well, in all technicalities it had. That's if Tamaki was actually Butterfly. Not wanting to jump to conclusions too quickly, you decided to observe Tamaki a little bit more at school to see if you could find any other similarities or pieces of evidence before approaching him about it. Hey, let's have lunch with Mirio, Nijiri and Tamaki today, you said to your bestie as you both headed out into the hall and down to the cafe. Random, but okay, she said with a laugh. Any particular reason? Nope, just thought you and Mirio would want to talk about RFO. I always want to talk about RFO, but it's weird that you're initiating it, she replied suspiciously. Meh, you gave a dismissive hand wave. Just accept my gracious offer. She snorted with amusement, but didn't question you further. Hey, Magata! Your bestie addressed Mirio, using his RFO username. Yin requested that we all have lunch together. Awesome, Mirio replied, smiling at you. Thankfully, he didn't ask why. He didn't even look suspicious. He just had that ray of sunshine smile plastered on his face like he always did, as he made room at the table for you and your bestie to sit down. God bless this hunk of blonde sunshine, you wailed internally, doing your best to suppress the heart-squeezed expression that threatened to erupt across your features as you sat down. The minute your backside hit the seat, you looked up, straight across to Tamaki, who was looking at you shyly. You grinned at him, so he gave you a small, shy smile in return before looking back down at his plate of food and wrinkling his bottom lip nervously. So, Yin, have you bought RFO yet? Mirio asked suddenly. Me? No, I haven't, you lied, glancing at Tamaki, who was still looking down at his food. What about you, Tamaki? You asked, turning the question to him. He flinched and looked up at you, and you gave him a smile in return and waited patiently. We've already been over this, Yin. He's a level 30 butterfly tamer, Nijiri quipped playfully, giving Tamaki an out. You played along with it, but deep down you were really wanting Tamaki to say something, anything, that would give you that next bit of information. All through lunch you kept glancing across at the shy elf boy, and the more you watched him, the more you found him attractive. He even hesitated to say a few things to add to the conversations, which you thought was very cute. After lunch you were heading to your locker to grab some extra textbooks for the next class. As you rounded the corner you came face to face with Tamaki. Seizing the moment, you quickly grabbed him by the arm and pulled him into the nearest empty classroom to chat. Hey, sorry, I need to apologise to you, you started. Tamaki looked at you softly with his head slightly lowered, hands pushed deeply into his pockets to stop his hands from trembling. You took a few deep breaths in and continued. A few weeks back, I was trying something new with my quirk, and I used it on you, without your permission. You paused to give him time to remember the event. I saw what you had drawn in the back of your book. Tamaki tilted his head slightly, and then his eyes widened. They were gaming terms and a sword that you drew, yes? You prompted. Tamaki opened his mouth to say something, but then just closed it again and nodded silently. It's okay, I won't tell anyone. I was happy and surprised when I saw it. Because you're like me, you said with a ginger smile. What do you mean? He asked gently. We're both secret gamers, you said with a smile. Do you game as well? Yeah, I do, you replied, but don't tell anyone, okay? It's our secret. He nodded and smiled slightly. What game do you play? He asked curiously. You first, you encouraged. What game do you play? He was about to answer when Mirio phased just his face through the wall beside you both, scaring the life out of the two of you. Hey! He greeted brightly amid your terrified screams. I was wondering where... Yin, Tamaki, it's just me. Stop screaming. I was wondering where you two went. You'll be late for class. Please stop. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. After clutching your chest and hyperventilating for another good minute, you finally calmed down enough to follow Mirio, after he had phased the rest of his body through the wall, and Tamaki out of the empty classroom and back down the hall. "Oh, I forgot something in my locker. You two go on ahead. I'll catch up in a second," you said quickly, before turning and running down the hall. "Okay, so I still don't know for sure that Butterfly is Tamaki, but I should try and be as normal in-game as possible," you thought as you ran. What a mind blow this is going to be if I am right. That afternoon at 4 p.m, you logged onto RFO, blinking as you focused on the ceiling of your in-game apartment. You looked beside you to where Butterfly's avatar was lying, then looked down at your hand that was still intertwined with his. Suddenly he woke up and looked at you and you smiled. "What do you want to do today?" you asked him. "I can shut the shop if you like, then we can go and do something together." "Oh, okay, well, I'd love to help out in the shop a little first, then I want to take you somewhere," he said as he squeezed your hand in his. "Sounds good," you replied brightly. He rolled on his side, facing you, and caressed your cheek fondly with his hand before leaning in for a kiss. Your lips connected and you felt the warmth of his mouth as it connected with yours. It's weird kissing in game. It doesn't feel like a real kiss, but it still feels nice. That warmth against my lips is comforting, you thought. You smiled and he pulled back from you. "Let's go," you said enthusiastically, once you'd spent a moment silently smiling at each other. He sat up and helped you off the bed, holding your hand as he led you down the stairs to your shop. "Now that we're partied together, I can share some of my items across to you. I have some things in my inventory that people would be really interested to buy," he said happily. "They'll really help you." And that's the end of chapter 21. Stay tuned for chapter 22 coming tomorrow.